that's the crazy thing about it, is that there's even around Los Leones, it's pretty barren. I mean, United and Wildcard just kind of hanging out on the south side. Dodge and 22 making in from the north, but everybody else very, very far south here. So Tokyo Machigan going to trade back with Eos Guri as Juarez gets spotted. Now Colden, oh, that's not where you want to be in the middle of the wide open road. All of a sudden, Zealot finds himself very alone, and we'll try to see if he can maybe do a 1v2 here. Oh, but that nade is real close, and it could be right on the money.
There you go, Zealot down to 13 HP. Helmet is bright red, and you can see he's just trying to reposition, stay out of line of sight, stay out of nades, but he's got to act very quickly onto Guri, who now are being rezzed. So Zealot, you've got to make a decision. Do you go pick up Colton, or do you try and start knocking down what is 3 players standing for Guri? And it looks like the play is to try and catch them as they got that res, and unfortunately not meant to be. Beal finds them, and that is it for TMG as they go out in 16th.
Looks like they paused down, circled back after spotting out FIUMBA, maybe spotting out Rumblers. The southern side, the southern edge of this circle, very, very dangerous. And now Sonics tried to go for the long wrap, but Eos Guri, they were slow playing it, so now they've got the Sonics boys dead to rights.
I see Shrimzy trying to heal up, taking damage from the blue. It's still phase 3, so they can sit out here a little bit, but they've got to be careful. Damage that Eos Guri is only going to chunk onto them harder as H-Win continues to wrap around looking for that in. He's going to find it, but again, this pressure that Baki and the rest of Guri have onto members of Sonics are going to make it a little bit tough for them to get out. They did find one knock on to Fake Sin, but they need to get additional players of Guri down if they will hope to get into the zone safely. But there you go. A little mine pick up in the car. Beal finds him, finds another knock, but things are not looking great for Sonics.
I mean, this is just mutually assured destruction here at this point. I mean, Shrimzy should be able to get that res back on the mime. Sonics, I feel like, should be able to stay pretty healthy in this one. Eos Guri in a little bit more trouble. But either way, both of these teams, while all this is going on, any hope for them to get into this next circle is starting to go away very quickly. So Tig gonna immediately hit that bandy, make sure he doesn't go down. Good shots from mine. Will finds the Kraken, and now H-Win could start getting to be a problem with a good flank.
And that nade from Kraken's going to finally take Tiggleton down. He just couldn't out-heal. The zone is, again, phase 3. The circle's moved far away from this, so the damage is going to continue to chunk out. H-Win just full locking and seeing what he can take down of members of Guri, Baki, and Beal, the only ones still up and standing. In the hopes of maybe rescuing Mime. He's going to get the car, drive out, and that might draw out Baki and Beal. That's an angle H-Win can play, but he's going to have to pause real quick, pop off that other first aid, and I mean, it's now or never, as you kind of said, mutually assured destruction. These teams really can't make moves at this point until the other is dead.
Yeah, this is just frustrating if you're Sonics. And H-Win will find Baki. It's now Bale all on his own. Tiggleton not going to be able to get res. As you said, Mime just got sent along. I think H-Win made the call, said, you know what, try to get in circles, try to get whatever you can out of this. I'll stick around and finish this off. Meanwhile, LG managed to pull off that fight with FIUMBA, and they're going to go for the caves. Not a bad play at this point of the game. They got synergy, kind of keeping track of things just uphill. And the new circle has popped, and it is going to cut down to the south. So the caves, not a bad call here.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think the most impressive thing is that not that many teams took an opportunity and lose. In fact, aside from Dodge and Wildcard, who we had already seen had a foothold, and nobody else really made that play, and that's great for this circle. United are going to have to leave their high ground as we saw Flood and Rello start to creep back in, but back down to the south. Win finally was picked up, so Beal is still going to be up and alive for Guri, but it's going to be a long road ahead of him to get into the zone. Meanwhile, sharp shot for Bing Bang Boom, finding one knock onto Arma. As they continue to try to hold the eastern edge of zone. Peak rotating in. Selfish is going to get one on a drive-by, but as he stops to recover, Roth at angle. Making shots at that mini 14, looking for a knock, but just doesn't quite have the line of sight on them.
FIUMBA is just hanging out inside this compound, waiting. A little bit of a 2-2 split. They've got 2 guys on the north side. Mime, though, ooh, they know he's there, and he is ticking down with that blue. There you go. Okay, Rybo.
Well, that nade might have still been good, though.
I don't even know if FIUMBA knew he was there until he threw that flashbang.
I don't think so, but I think mine was just not in any kind of time or place that he could have really taken that.
It was just taken too hard.
Talk about things that were ticking too hard. Bing, bing, boom. Still so focused. And this is what we've talked about. Again, they really get tunnel visioned into a fight. So focused on peak. Weren't quite able to really hold the ground because 22 creeped in on the backside of this. We did see Gizera with that first steal onto one player for the peak, but the rest of 22 moving in now. Getting that pressure onto Roth. Roth finds one. Roth finds two. Gets that quick reload in, but before he can secure any of them, Hazeton cleans it up. Bing, bang, boom, get taken down. Vinny isn't going to get picked up, though, because Snakers, E-United at range coming in with the steal. On the flip side of it, those teams that we were starting to wonder what was happening on the eastern side, trying to share that hill, Poro.
22 had to make the cross across the road. Under pressure from E-United, they lost one, they lost two, and nice grenade as Dizera getting a little bit of prodding on his old squad there. Selfish will be the last one alive for Peak, but he's still alive, so Peak's still in it. Wildcard, meanwhile, starting to slowly creep up. 3 on the south side. Adam watching that north side as Dodge looks like they're starting to get together. Meanwhile, Luminosity, as you said, electing to go for the northwestern opening. Synergy just on the other side. They have no idea. There's no way
no,
but
look,
they would have
Kurt's
any
got
idea.
the sawed-off shotgun, too. I've seen this into play so much lately, and I love it. Oh, they've got the cars there too. Oh, Sills it. He's got to know. He's got to have heard them.
He's got a flashbang. Yeah, he's leading in there, but he's by himself, which kind of makes me feel like he doesn't. But the flashbang was absolute genius from the wily veteran.
Look how many
nades he's got. And oh my goodness, he's gonna go down, and he gets another one with the grenade from Danny. Synergy. They just had an idea that something might be happening here, and boy, they just pick LG apart.
Yeah, I mean, you can see really deciding to go with the flashbang, switching back to the M4, finding that knock, pulling back away once it was becoming apparent that a threat from utility was coming out into play. But Synergy taking that control well in their pocket. But the issue, obviously, still is they're not in the zone from the circle. FIUMBA did creep up while that was happening, and they've lost a little bit of time.
And it looks like we're going to take a listen in real quick to hear how they want to approach this next circle.
I'm not going to lie, I never saw 4 beam die.
Are we playable?
How do I need to peek
push
down
out
with you or no?
northwest, dominating me. Straight north, directly north of you guys. Yes, maybe need to peek it.
I'm nading.
So you need
They're still on the back north edge on like yellow. I got a hit bandage. Someone should come take my spot. I think I'm healing.
Taking your spot.
I'm coming too. I think we all do.
We need to be on the bridges. We need to make sure these guys can't fucking get a hit peek on us. We need to peek aggro.
Okay.
Checking?
I mean, we're peeking.
You watching the right?
I'm active peeking.
SG driving up.
SG driving up our way.
Far left.
SG driving our way.
She's driving up behind us west, guys.
Okay, well.
Really bad.
Good.
Drop some smokes down.
Just nade that ridge. Double nade that ridge. Double nade the ridge to the southwest.
Nading it.
One of them's still really far on SG.
Yeah.
I'm watching the north angles.
Yeah, I'm still trying. North, west, straight west, Rick.
They're gonna fight each other.
The smoke them off,
Keep
guys.
putting their
Spam nading,
keep putting
spam
their
nading.
smokes.
Careful, spam nading.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the front.
Back.
Those nades are good, Cow. Move forward, move forward. Behind us on the ridge northeast. Behind us on the ridge northeast.
I'm going back.
One's gonna peek left, I think.
I'm on fire. Might get knocked. Ready.
Northeast, high ridge. Where my nade just went off, guys. There's one there.
Smoking off our north.
I'm getting into the smoke.
Same. I'm all this mic. Greg, careful. Fuck.
I think it's just leaving, by the
Watch your
way.
SG.
They're peeking north.
I'm gonna knock him straight north behind the smoke.
Let's pick this Greg. I'm watching.
Almost knocked 2. Almost knocked one on the left, almost knocked one on the right.
One's on the right. He edged on me. Play confident here, Adam, once you feel.
Yep.
They're getting peeked. Behind.
Yeah, you peeked.
You can maybe Riz.
Stay low. Adam will clean up.
Pick that guy, Adam. Go. Fuck him.
Peeking me above. Nice. One up.
One active.
One to zone.
SG came back.
Right.
Pull it up, maybe? It's too low.
SG came back. They're getting knocked. It's only one.
Yeah, they're too far low.
Get all these shots.
Are you guys in zone?
Yes, we're in zone.
Yeah, we're fine.
Who's the team knocking Dodge, though?
United.
Okay,
One of them was knocked.
knocked.
One of them was knocked. They're getting reses as well.
Chaotic stuff there for Wildcard, but they managed to clean up the fight with Dodge, but it's not over just yet. Can they get the reses back? Can they get back up to full strength as we check in with FIUMBA, who's keeping an eye over on Synergy?
Again, just holding that corner down that they won out after what was left of the LG Synergy fight. Able to backfill out that position, but Troglodytes has managed to push through all of this, now getting a bit punished again by United, who've had their attention split not only between TX and Trog, but also what's been happening with Wildcard and Synergy. As you can see, the kill feed is absolutely insane right now.
Wildcard managed to get all those reses off as well. They will stop down to get the res onto Nikos, as United will get taken down by a combination of Troglodytes, TX, and Wildcard, as the north side is popping off, the south side popping off just as hard. FIUMBA now has eyes on to Synergy rather. Penja will go down, and there you go, they'll clean it up. Nice stuff for FIUMBA. This is a team that desperately needs a big game here. Big things coming in for some of our Latin American squads that needed them.
Yeah, and I mean, Wildcard, another team that we talked about needing that late game presence. Team X right now getting those knocks onto Troglodytes. Some of it's going to be, finished out there by Cloud-Zeta. But you can see the bullets just crossing the ridge line. That is from Wildcard. And still, the battle for North continues as Troglodytes is completely trapped inside that ridge line. Posa getting taken down. It's all up to Necros. Continue to get in and out of that car, lying out prone. Trog's going to get eliminated, but Emmy snuck up right behind Wildcard. That's it for both Waikikamucow and Niku's. Only one still standing, and that's Adam, but doesn't look like it's a very safe spot to be right now.
Just the timing from FIUMBA there. They managed to get into Wildcard's back pocket at the worst possible moment for them as they get absolutely wiped.
Yeah, I mean, just so much has been happening, and they've just slowly, quietly creeped into the backside of all of this. And 9 kills for Team X. Still full 4 up, but they've got that high ground, taking quite a few shots on to show. Erlax is going to get the knock. And you can see just trying desperately to stay alive and not get hit. Valiant taking damage from Capitan. So both the powers combined, FIUMBA and TX, are really making this a big problem for Rumblers.
They absolutely are. And these guys picking the perfect time to start lighting things up as they come alive in the late game. FIUMBA get circle blessed here. So I think they realize, okay, let's not overstep our bounds here. Let's not take any unnecessary knocks and flushes just by over-peaking. We know that Team X is going to have to come over towards us, and we know that they're going to have to deal with Rumblers while they do that. And meanwhile, Light Show does get revived, so Rumblers back up to 3 strong, but again, not in much better position than they were just moments ago with that low ground.
I mean, this is essentially a king of the hill when you really look at it, but Los with the nade is going to get a knock onto Santihiro, as he does get taken down. That could open things up for Rumblers as they continue to wrap back around. But on the opposite side of the circle, FIUMBA have had the opportunity to start to spread out their wings and lay claim to the zone. Capitan almost in the center here. Another nade from Los is going to get that knock, flushes out Cloud-Zeta, and Dilet having to make a decision on how he wants to play this one out. He's making sure that DraftKing and FIUMBA don't continue to wrap back around it, but they've got to be careful because their attention is so split right now between themselves and the Rumblers.
7 kills for FIUMBA and complete circle control on that ridge line as they'll spot out one from TX. They'll also spot out Valiate. Big stuff coming in right now for FIUMBA. 8 kills in the bag as TX slowly starting to get picked apart here. Santihiro does get res, but goes down immediately. Dilet, now the last one alive. Spots out Capitan, doesn't matter. Immediately gets turned on by Emmy. And now FIUMBA can turn their full attention towards Rumblers. And just like that, 12 kills for FIUMBA.
Yeah, FIUMBA absolutely brought that one. This is what we expected from them. They slowed down their pace a little bit. They took good advantages. They backfilled behind Synergy and got themselves in a beautiful location there in the late game to capitalize. 12 kills, 9 assists. And I think I'm feeling pretty confident that they finally got their head back in the game, Poro.
I mean, they were looking good. It was very slow playing coming from that south side, which is exactly what they needed to do. I mean,